Here he is.
So what do you want me to do?
Come on, you're going to cook some sausages. And these are very, very good sausages that I got on a stand way down the back there. I can't remember the name, but good sausages.
Yeah.
And Jack is going to actually demonstrate the latest grill pan. So we're going to actually put that on gas, but it's also now induction friendly. So we're going to talk about induction. We're going to talk about some of the new products that have come out in the marketplace. My job basically is to test products before they even hit the marketplace, and so I get to see the new gadgets before you do. Some of them, 50% of them, never even make it onto the market because they don't work. So I will never sell anything, whether I'm in a department store or on QVC Ideal World. I won't sell anything that doesn't work. So you have that complete confidence that I'm not a shyster, although a lot of people think I am, but there you are. Now, these products actually are not actually new this year. These products are actually near 5 to 6 years old, and they are still the best products in their own right. And I'm going to start with the glove here. Now, nice little pretty red color or pink color. And this glove is 100% silicone. Now, we've got an oven at the back here.
Just turn it on there.
Turn it on, right
250.
up to 250C. And the idea of this is that it will grip anything. It's got these little rubber grips here, which means that you can actually pick anything up that's smooth or anything that's hot. So,
may I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
Do they do any other colors?
No, we think this is the best color for you.
Okay, that's fine.
Put it on, Jack, and just see.
Don't know if it suits me.
It matches us, doesn't it? You know.
Yeah, but it does work, actually.
There you are. Now, you take a rack out.
Yeah. There you are.
And anyone wants to come up and just have
you can feel the
heat coming out.
Yeah.
And you can actually then move the racks up and down. Now, I'm going to hold this rack, remember 250C, and I'm going to hold it and carry on talking. Now, if you did this with a tea towel, you'd probably be throwing it down onto the floor now. But there's a lot of injuries actually in the kitchen where people are actually taking things in and out of the oven. Also hitting the top rack while they're trying to get the bottom rack out, or even worse, hitting the element, the grill element. And you see a lot of chefs with marks all the way up and down their arms. Now this is just feeling, I can just feel the heat coming through, but I must be holding this for nearly 3/4 of a minute. So it's great for actually barbecuing, moving the coals around, etc., taking jacket potatoes out of the oven, that sort of thing. I've even taken eggs out of boiling water in it. So again, still holding it. Must be well over a minute now. So again, this goes right up past your wrist. You've actually got a piece on the back here, which means it's an extra bit of silicone here, so if you do hit the grill element, then you're going to be protected.
So how much is that, may I ask?
They're around about £11. Special offer today, £11. So,
for the pair?
No, for one. No, for one. Anyway, I'm going to put this down now, and then we're going to go on to the next product. And the next product is equally as good. Anyone that wants to feel this, it's warm. It's not hot actually, and silicone has this magnificent property of cooling down very quickly. So again, now I'm holding the actual glove, and it's near enough, well, it's just warm. This one, probably one of my top 3 products, I suppose. If you can't use a knife, a lot of people can't use knives properly, then this may well be your answer for doing general chopping or making salsas, for instance. Here we've got a polycarbonate base. That means you can actually do all your sauces, Indian herbs, etc. Unbreakable, polycarbonate. And you actually have 4 blades, like 4 little knives that are inside. There we are, stainless steel knives. You literally put that into the spigot at the bottom. And we're going to chop some onions up, because we're going to actually make a little dish for you, bar the sausages. So we'll put 2 onions in there to show you. Now what happens is you locate this onto the top. And every time you turn this once, one circle, it's on a gear lever, and that moves that 8 times. So all you do is turn your hand one way, and your other hand the other. Chopped onion in less than 5 seconds. Or if you want it slightly more chopped, like that. Now you can start building up something, like you can put some peppers in there, you can put some herbs in there, you can put potato in there, you could put strawberries in there, tomatoes, and again, no effort to this. You know, it's not rocket science. All you have to do is turn one way and turn the other, okay? Now let's see what we got there. So again, you can easily rather than getting your food processor out, you've got a little manual food processor that will do absolutely everything. Now I'm going to just go a little bit more, turn it on like that, and there we actually have absolutely finely chopped onions and peppers. Why is this important? Well, cooking, you should always have all your food at roughly the same size, because then obviously it will cook evenly.
Yeah.
And that's so important in cooking. Okay, so what we got here now is this griddle pan. Now we got no fat in here whatsoever, and this is a catering quality pan. When you buy a griddle pan, don't get these pans where you got what I call sleeping policemen. In other words, they're very smooth, it's pointless. What you need is a very deep griddle plate like this, about 2 centimeters deep. And if you want to use oil, or brush that with oil, then what happens is the oil goes beneath the top of the actual ridges. So in other words, your food is not sitting in fat. And that is so important, not just to get these pretty lines on your vegetables, or in this case sausages. What it does is sears the outside of these sausages or meat or whatever you're doing, even fish, but of course it keeps all the goodness inside, and that's so important about searing.
Should I put that in the oven?
Yes. Now you can put this in the oven, you can put it actually under the grill up to 250 degrees, because it is cast aluminium, and the only thing that can beat distribution of food is copper. Aluminium is the second best material for giving even heat distribution. So what we're going to do now is go to the next product, and this happens to be induction. Now induction cooking is basically, simply put, magnetic cooking. Now we did this yesterday, and this is purely for demonstration purposes only. We have an induction hob here. Now these are about 140 odd pound. Lawson's are selling it around about 50, 52 pound roughly. Fantastic. Now induction, what is induction? Well, number one is a portable induction, and underneath here you've got miles of copper in here. It's an electromagnetic coil. So when you plug it into a normal 13 amp socket, nothing will happen until you put a ferrous type pan on there. In other words, a pan that is magnetic, right? So what we're going to do is show how this works. Now Jack here is not magnetic. Well, his wife thinks you are sometimes. Not yet. So what we're going to do is just put it on, and this will go from 40 centigrade right up to 220. Now there is no temperature. What it is, basically, you're actually increasing and decreasing the magnetic field strength against the pan. But we have to put some sort of guideline in there. So you can either press the function button to have it in watts, or you can press it again to have it in centigrade, equivalent of. So I'm going to put a pan, we'll put a bit of water in there. There we are. Cold water. That's going there. Jack is going to put his hand right in the center of there, right? Ready? And we're going to turn this right up to maximum power. So that's 220 degrees. Now this will actually heat up more or less faster than gas. 97% of all the energy from that magnet goes into the pan. You're only losing 3% into the atmosphere, okay? Now, gas, if you have your gas on full flame, you're losing about half into the atmosphere. You're like tearing up £5 notes. And ceramic top, where you have to heat the glass up to actually heat the pan up, is even more. You can imagine it. So this is now already steaming in less than half a minute, and Jack is not steaming. Either that, he's got very, very asbestos hands, like all chefs have. But again, now starting to boil, and yet totally cold. And this is why a lot of schools are taking up this the product, because it complies to health and safety. And a lot of the residential homes are taking it on because it is very safe. If you accidentally put a tea towel on there, you're not going to set fire to the place. So, boiling now. Right now, when you turn the temperature down from 220 all the way down, say, to, let's go right to the bottom of the scale, which is 40, it's as quick as that. So when you put 40 degrees in, it's like as quick as that, clicking your fingers. If you put 200 degrees, it's as quick as that. There's no waiting for it to heat up and heat down. And this is why a lot of the top chefs now are using induction, because it is very fast. If you've got Argos, for instance, you cannot do stir fry, for instance, because you can't get the temperature high enough, quick enough. Try induction.
Yeah, that's fabulous,
So, sausages are on. We're going to do a bit of cooking now. And I'm actually going to use this same pan. Now, this is again from Chef Set. Sorry, not Chef Set, it's from Stella. Stella are one of the biggest distributors of cookware, and this one is their 3000 range, which actually has a silicone handle sleeve, just like the glove that I've got here, okay, which can withstand temperatures of up to 240, 250 C. That means the handle doesn't get hot on the hob, but you can still put this into the oven up to 220 C. And the non-stick is second to none. It's platinum non-stick. So we're going to heat this up, Jack, and we're going to just fry off some bacon first.
Right.
And we're going to make a quesadilla. I was actually
Put it on gas or no?
No, we'll put it on there.
Yeah.
A quesadilla, which is a Mexican dish.
Right.
And I had it in a restaurant in Tenerife, and I thought, fantastic line. So this is my way of doing my own version of, if you like. So we got some bacon. We're going to need some cream cheese. And I'm going to go back to my little chopper here. We'll do some fresh, because obviously it's been on the top, you know, health and safety. So what we do, we'll have some onions in there. So let's show you again how this little machine works. So we're going to do some onions, we're going to do some peppers, we're going to do some tomatoes. So first of all, on goes the lid. Right, you watch this. It would help if you actually put the blade in right. Here we go. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, I must have tested something like 400 to 500 products in my 20 years. This is in my top 3. Onions. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic in less than 10 seconds. So we'll get this up to a nice heat. Here we go. We'll take it straight up to around 1500. Now, a lot of people say, why do I burn my pans out? Well, the thing is, what people do is actually put their pan on a high heat. So they whack it up. Men and women are equally at fault here. They whack up a pan at full power, wasting energy, when really what you should do is actually build the heat up in your pan. I never, ever go above medium, whether I'm using gas or induction. You slowly build the heat up in the pan, and you allow the pan to distribute that heat across the base and up the sides. And I've got cookware, Prestige actually, that's nearly 35 years old and still looks as good as new because I've looked after it. When you buy a pan, you should never buy another pan in your life. But I tell you, we get people phoning up saying, well, this pan's gone a bit wonky, you know, the non-sticks come off. Well, what have you been doing with it? Well, I use metal utensils. We should never use metal utensils. I don't even put pans in a dishwasher at the end of the day, but this is a fantastic non-stick. There's a 10-year guarantee just on the non-stick alone on this pan. So we've got the onions. I'll leave that with you, Jacques.
Thank you.
Just look how fine this is. I've washed my hands. Look at that. Absolutely beautifully done onion in just less than 10 seconds. So we're going to bung the onion in. Right, and now we're going to do some peppers. So we've got some yellow peppers and some orange peppers. So again, put this in this little device. Great for salsas because you can do, as I say, herbs, tomatoes. I've done, what else have I done? I've chopped up raisins in there to get them smaller.
I get some cucumber. It'd be quite nice
Cucumber.
to try.
So again, in it goes. And in the pan. So that's the start of this quesadilla. Another product I'm going to show you is a knife designed by a Frenchman. Mastrad is the company, one of the biggest silicone producers in the world. And this knife is very unique in a way that it protects the blade. So in other words, that's the handle. And then when not in use, that's the sheath. So a lot of people like to store the knives actually in a drawer. Shouldn't really, because you can damage knives unless they're covered up. But this is a way forward. There it is, that's the handle, turn it, that's the sheath. So it protects the knife. Great if you've got kids about. This blade, by the way, is not metal. This is ceramic. Ceramic is glass, basically. And this will stay sharp 10 times longer than a normal carbon steel knife. So again, if you don't sharpen your knives regularly, then that may well be your answer. Now, they've got these knives in Lawson's. I think there's something like £8 at the moment. We haven't got many left, all in different colours. So a great little knife, very, very sharp, just to show you how sharp this is. This is the prototype that I was given last year. And again, it's still very, very sharp. Okay, so there you are. That's another new product. We also have this little product, which has come out, a mandolin. This is not a playing lute. this is actually a little mandolin. Now, a lot of people are frightened of using these because they're frightened of cutting their fingers. And that's why we always give you a guard. But a lot of people don't use the guard. You only use the guard basically when you get right down to the edge of the potato. But look at this. This is a fantastic little... And again, use the guard. And in half a potato, you've got absolute perfect for dauphinoise. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Look at that. That's just half a potato. Fantastic.
It's a galette of potato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a great little line, something like a £6-7, I think they are. Ridiculous price. And it's also got a guard here that protects it. There's your finger guard as well. And it also has a guard when you put it in the drawer. It's a great little line. Now, how are we getting with this quesadilla?
Yeah, fine.
Right, we're going to do some tomatoes. Now, does this chop up tomatoes? Well, yes, it does. So what we're going to do is some cherry tomatoes with it. And we're going to have some bit of cheese in there as well. So here we go. We'll have about 5 or 6 tomatoes. In it goes. Great if you're a camper caravan, by the way, because you don't really need a knife. You know, this will do everything for you. So chop the tomatoes up. There we are. All done. In less than 5 seconds. In goes the tomatoes. Right, now, while you're doing that, Jacques, we're going to actually get some tortilla wraps out. Here we are. Now, you can buy these anywhere. I used to have to make these years ago, but every supermarket actually stocks these. And they're very healthy for you. They're only about 80 calories per slice.
Yeah.
Right? Very nice. So we're going to get some cream cheese. Now, this has got more calories. I've lost the cream cheese. There we are.
With a spoon?
With the back of the spoon. Certainly more calories in this than, but never mind. You can, as long as you eat sensibly, isn't that right, Jack?
Yep.
Little spoon. So what we're going to do is make a little sandwich. So you literally run the spoon round the outside. I'm using Philadelphia cheese, but you can use cottage cheese. Anything that will seal. And we'll do it on the second side. We'll make a few of these so you can have a bit of a picnic after I've finished. Okay, like so. We're going to get some grated cheese. Good old cheddar. And these little graters are fantastic now. Microplane graters. Effortlessly, I can never say that word. The dyslexia coming out there. A little bit of cheese. Now, what we're going to do, we've got the filling. So we're going to take a little bit of the filling into the middle.
Right.
Now, don't put too much. You want it just go into the middle there, like so. And then a little bit of cheese on the top. And a lot of people eat these raw. I think it's like tasting a bit of, well, cardboard really, but fantastic. But what they normally do with these...
Unless you're Catholic, you might be all right.
They normally put these in the oven. I think it just dries it out. So you put one on top of the other to make a little flying saucer. And then with the back of the hand, you just literally seal it. So easy. Leftover chicken is good, you know. And once you've sealed it, then you take your fingers and just push it towards the outside, like so. And then you get a hot pan, a little bit of oil. So we got a bit of olive oil here.
Is that oil?
Yep, a little bit of oil, but not too much. I tend to just brush one side.
Yeah. So like a big ravioli, really?
Yes, exactly. And then that just literally goes upside down in the pan. Heat that up nice and gently because these burn quite quickly. Turn it over and then you just slice it up with a pizza cutter. And you got the quesadillas. Fantastic. So we'll do 2 or 3 of these. You're all braving this rain. It's coming. I think it's 11 o'clock they planned, didn't they? 5 inches, is it today?
Don't know.
I would just come
nice
in
and
here.
dry here. It's
Nice and dry. Stay here all day. You know, at least you get fed all day. There's some fantastic chefs coming on. So again, we'll do a couple of these. Has anyone eaten this in tapas bars or something? Yeah, fantastic line. So again, bit of cheese, a little bit of the filling. The critical thing is to seal it and then push it. Don't overcrowd it. Always put it into the middle. Push down, seal it with the back of your hand, palm, and then push down so you squeeze it to the end. And there you are. That's as simple as that. So how are we doing here?
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all right. Coming on.
Yep.
So there we are. How long have I got?
all
I
the
could
time.
stay
in the
here all
world.
day, I suppose, can't I? So any questions? The people, everyone saw me use this glove? No?
It's still hot. Still hot. Yeah,
Still hot?
We got the sausages.
Right,
in
now, another way of people burning them hands is that they literally take hold of the handle, and of course the handle's hot. It's been in an oven, in this case 250 degrees. Now this is silicon. This is 100% silicon. And they make actually bakeware from this as well. In fact, I don't use tinware anymore. I haven't used tinware for nearly 15 years because I love silicon. Now this has got a liner, by the way. The
Malcolm,
complaints...
Is it on?
Oh, it's not on.
Sorry. I was going to say.
We're not going to get breakfast, are we? The complaint we had of these gloves in the early days was the fact that it used to get quite sweaty inside here. So what they've done is put in a little cotton sleeve, which you can actually put into the dishwasher. Okay? So again, it's nice and comfortable. So you literally slip it on. You can pick anything up. For instance, any hot pan I can put in. I can take eggs out of hot water. I can actually take jacket potatoes out of the oven. And in this case, this oven is on at 250C. You can actually take things like that in and out of the oven, and I can't feel a thing. In fact, I can hold this for probably nearly 2 minutes before I feel anything. Safety in the kitchen. Okay, these sausages look very good, but supposing if you want to actually move your shells around, you know, and you use a tea towel, you know, that's where people burn themselves. This rack, as I say, is hot. Anyone that wants to come and feel that, that's a rack that's been in the oven for near 40 minutes at 250C, and I'm holding it. And I'll carry on holding it until I can feel the heat. So 15 seconds, anyone that's got a watch on, time me. While I'm holding this very hot, on the back here is a ridge. Now, this ridge means that if you hit the element on the top, the grill element, that also protects your hand. It also goes past the wrist. A lot of chefs have got these marks all the way up their arm, that way and that way. This actually stops that as well. What a fantastic line. Europe's probably biggest selling glove, called the Orca, from a company called Mastrad. It has little grippers here. That's still hot. Little grippers here, which means it doesn't fall all over the place. Like you use oven mitts, you know, it drops onto the floor and you cause yourself a lot of problems. I'm still holding this. I'm still holding this, and it's now nearly a minute and a half, roughly. So I can move things up and down in the oven with ease. And if anyone likes barbecuing, of course, it's absolutely great, moving the coals around, etc. Now this Orca, I can now even touch it. I'm now touching where the rack was in there, and it's now nearly cold again. So silicon can lose heat very quickly. And this is 4 years old, by the way. This is my own personal glove. Now then, Jack, how are we doing?
No, we are fine. I think we turn it over now.
Yeah, that can go. And there we are. So that's the start. Now you can see this pan has actually got a honeycomb base. That means it raises the food off the base of the pan,
Yep.
traps pockets of
It's
air.
actually quite attractive
And
as
you've
well.
got attractive design on the top. Fantastic. So that's cooking away. I think I've come to the end, really, unless you've got any questions, but we're going to actually finish off that, cut
Do
it
the
up,
other one.
and we'll do another one. How many wants anyone? Put your hands up. How many wants a taste of this? One. Well, you could have the whole lot, sir. Not a problem. I'm going to show one more thing. One of the oldest pans in the market. Probably your grandmother used these, your great-grandmother used these, and in fact I was at Stella head office and someone actually sent in a Judge old pot, and it was 95 years old. Absolutely fantastic and well used. And you know what it is? This is enamel pans, enamel on steel, and it's still selling well now. After all these years, coloured cookware is coming in a big way. No base, nothing. It's just raw pan, and it still works, and it still does the job. So there you are. It's not 90 years, it's actually 70 years. Judge have been around 70 years. One of the oldest, oldest cookware names in the marketplace. So that one's done.
Right.
Here we go. So we take that off. In goes the next one. And we're going to get the pizza cutter, or pastry cutter. I like using this because it's nice, easy to cut with, and it gives a nice edge to it as well.
And
Nice,
it's
pretty
really
little.
quite nice for a picnic as well. And
Oh, yes.
salad,
Yeah.
perfect.
And there we are. So I don't know if we've got any salad. So how easy is that? We got a bit of salad or a little,
Yeah.
a little bit of parsley. Yeah. There we go. And there's my version of a quesadilla, or quizadilla. I don't know how, a quesadilla. I don't know how they pronounce it, but there you are, that's it. So we got this one going. I'm now finished. Turn it over. Only takes about a couple of minutes once you've got the pan hot. I'm going over to the Lawson stand. I'll be doing things like Thai green curry today, and also going to do a chicken and chorizo pasta in a wok. So if you feel hungry during the day, I'm down this side of the Lawson's tent. Mike Saint, the other QVC mucker of mine, we've known each other 20 years, is actually doing the BAMX. So go and see Mike, because fantastic demonstrator. He's waving to me now. He had too much wine last night, so be gentle with him. But the BAMX is, all the chefs use BAMX. Fantastic food processor. There you go. And he's going to give me 5% of all the takings today, by the way, as well. So here we are. Liz Lawson says, no, he's not. She owns the Lawson, so you know, eating into your profits there, my love, isn't it? Hey? So here we are. I'm going to put them down onto the table. Just come and serve yourself. And that's my lot.
Thank you very much, Mel.